Today on 2+U Nevada.
A lot of times where we help with realtors is they come in, they see the job, they want us to come in. What we recommend is if you're a homeowner or representing the seller is to, do an inspection yourself.
It's real estate season, and that also means there can be some unforeseen restoration needs with your home. Whether you're buying or selling, what you need to know about that inspection.
Patients ended up in the emergency room, they ended up in urgent cares, and sometimes they didn't get the care they needed or what they needed because they need it from their primary care group.
Got something bugging your body and you need to see a doctor, but it doesn't reach the level of needing the ER? Why Community Health Alliance's same-day service appointments are so popular in our community. Plus,
it's a family issue that parents are grappling with, and we found that overwhelmingly parents are having conversations with their teens about the teen social media use.
A vast majority of parents are telling their teens to modify their social media use. But new research shows teens and parents are defining screen time much differently. A closer look. You're watching 2+U Nevada. It's home.
Put everything back in your house the way you like it.
With community and family. And this really is a family affair. It's local food.
I got garlic in mine, capers.
It's health and wellness. Plus,
we don't have these, and we could be using them.
With plenty of entertainment. 2+U Nevada, brought to you by 911 Restoration. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. Now, I have the weirdest admission this afternoon. Well, one part of what I'm going to say isn't that weird. My kids, they love bacon. That's not weird. They eat a ton of bacon. That's not weird. When their school tells me that they're going to have SBAC testing or whatever you call those standardized tests, and they send home messages to ensure that your kids get enough sleep and eat a good breakfast, my go-to breakfast is bacon. So I've collected some bacon grease over the past couple weeks. Now, if you watch cooking shows or any video reels showing how to cook good old comfort food, bacon grease is used a lot. You can use it as a substitute for butter or oil in a 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm thinking someone out there may want all my bacon grease. You know those mom pages on Facebook? I posted this picture trying to give it away. No dice. I've since posted this picture on my personal Facebook page offering up free bacon grease, and nobody has taken me up on it. I just find it kind of funny that something which is sold over the counter for anywhere between $5 and $9, I can't give away. So reach out if you want any. It's free. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. So excited to be joined by Chris Poland this afternoon, of course, of 911 Restoration Reno. Chris, we always love having you because we discuss really cool things. Like, I absolutely love the pictures that you have brought us in past segments and what you do. And now we're talking, now that we're in spring, it is real estate season. And so you see a lot of stuff during real estate season.
Absolutely. Real estate season is actually one of our busier times. It helps us stay busy, or, not our busiest time. Maybe the main big storms are our busiest time, but winter, real estate season's a big part of our business.
And how do you help? Do you help realtors? Do you help sellers? Do you help buyers? What side are you usually helping with?
It kind of depends on during what time of the process we're contacted. A lot of times we're helping buyers because during the inspection, mold showed up and they want us to come and get a price for the mold cleanup so the buyer knows what to expect during the whole closing process.
Last month, you gave us the coolest pictures of one of these real estate transactions that you helped with. And it was this big house and it had a massive amount of what looked like black, and it was mold, and you guys cleaned the whole thing.
Yep, that's an example of a real estate transaction. I think that one was more of a post-real estate transaction. The buyer knew what he was getting into, and we provided a bid up front so he kind of knew what the cost is. A lot of times where we help with realtors is they come in, they see the job, they want us to come in. What we recommend is, if you're a homeowner or representing the seller, is to, do an inspection yourself a little bit. Maybe not has to be as thorough, or hire an independent inspector to come in first and inspect. What we like, or when I've purchased homes in the past, what I think is a great thing is, we go there, we provide the price. If there's obviously visual mold or something that needs to be taken care of, we provide the bid up front. You have all that paperwork, so when a potential seller comes, the realtor or the homeowner can present that to the seller. Yes, we're aware of this. We already have a bid. Here's the bid here. These are the expected costs for it to get repaired. So that way everyone looks like they're real professional. They're staying ahead of the game, and kind of nothing's being hidden or from the buyer or whatever. So
absolutely. And then it's also really good business too, to be like, hey, we're aware of this, but this is what we received a bid, and this is the dollar amount.
Yeah, that's being proactive. I find that works out the best, and the buyers really like that, being transparent. And that way they know what the cost. A lot of times when the buyers come in, they see a little bit of mold in the attic. They kind of, watched a lot of shows, and they assume it's like a done deal, but it's not. It's a little bit of mold, and most of the houses in this environment, say in Lake Tahoe, these alpine climates, and we're similar to an alpine climate with the different temperature changes, freezing and thawing. It's not that uncommon up here to have that in the attics and crawl spaces.
Sure. And then, so mold is one of the issues that you see a lot in real estate transactions, but what are some other common issues?
Some of the other common issues we'll see are just not necessarily mold, signs of water damage. And so if they start seeing bubbling or cracking floors and stuff, those are things you want us to get out and inspect, or, plumbing's leaking, or you start seeing stuff as you're getting ready for real estate, things that you didn't really pay attention to at first. And then now you're looking into a buyer's eyes, and you start seeing things. So if there's anything that kind of jumps out at you, please give us a call. We'll come inspect. We work with a lot of realtors in town, and we enjoy doing it.
Chris, this, especially right now being spring, obviously we had the big melt, right? Just because we really didn't have much snow. But spring is also where homeowners, not just real estate season, but homeowners start to notice things because we're in a thaw. And so what are some of the issues that people at home could potentially see?
Well, some of the issues are going to pull up as you start going around outside or opening up your crawl space to turn your irrigation back on for outside. You'll see water in your crawl space that's kind of seeped its way in, or you have a leaky pipe, or some of the other things I'm thinking, they're just cleaning. They start moving stuff around in the kitchen cabinets and boxes of that nature, cleaning behind the washer and dryer. And then they start seeing things, signs of water damage or discoloration or rodents or something along that line.
And again, so you always say, make us your first call. We can help you. So where do people go?
If you look us up online, 911 Restoration Reno, 911 Restoration Lake Tahoe, we'll pull right up. That's going to be your easiest way on your cell phone or on your computer, or even if you chat GPT, we will pull up, and we'll be happy to help you.
Chris, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. Watching 2+U Nevada. Joining us this afternoon, Dr. Joshua Wood, one of the physicians at Community Health Alliance. Dr. Wood, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You know what? We were talking a little bit about why Community Health Alliance started the same-day service, but before we get to that, tell me first and foremost the model of Community Health Alliance as a primary health care provider for our community.
Yeah, so Community Health Alliance is the largest federal qualified health center in Northern Nevada, and that's a mouthful, I know. But basically, we'll see any patients, whether you have insurance or you don't, and our goal is just to get you the care that you need, regardless of your ability to pay.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then you were telling me you now have same-day service. Let's talk about that. What does that mean?
So we started same-day service. A lot of times in many other healthcare groups, it's hard to get in and see your primary care doctor or get the health care you need right away. And patients ended up in the emergency room. They ended up in urgent cares, and sometimes they didn't get the care they needed or what they needed because they need it from their primary care group. And so we started same-day services, so it's pretty self-describing, so you can get same-day services.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of conditions do you see people coming in for same-day service?
A lot of them are cough, flus, cold, upper respiratory infections, also urinary tract infections, pretty much anything you need a doctor for, but you don't really need to go to the emergency room for. Obviously, if it's a life-threatening situation, please go to the emergency room first.
Right.
But if it's something that we can take care of in an outpatient center, we'd love to take care of you there.
And how is same-day service care established at Community Health Alliance? Like, what does that look like?
So pretty much you can call our hotline. Well, we don't have a hotline, but you can call our phone numbers, and we can get you an appointment that day or the next day. We try getting you in within 24 hours. And you come in, you're gonna have a team-based approach, pretty much you would with any other doctor. And the goal is to get you the services you need that day.
Do you have to be an established patient already at Community Health Alliance, or can you be like, oh my gosh, my doctor can't see me, but I need to see somebody?
No, you do not have to be an established patient. We'll take anyone. We do like our patients because we can actually follow up with their doctor. Sometimes we'll send messages to their actual primary care doctor and say, hey, we saw him for XYZ. And it makes it more seamless. And also we have other services too, like community health workers that will provide more resources in the community for them. And so we can also do the continuation of care that is needed with a lot of these visits.
And why is it so important to have this same-day service established in our community?
A lot of times patients have acute issues and they end up not either getting care and the problem gets worse, and then they do end up in the ER because that's where they need to be, or they don't get the care they need and they end up going elsewhere, and they don't necessarily have a cohesion with their primary care group, and we don't get or find out what happened to them, which could definitely affect their care down the road.
You know, when it comes to same-day service, is this appointment-based or is it walk-in based?
So we do both. We can take walk-ins, we can do appointments. Appointments are nice because then you actually have a time slot that we can put you in. A walk-in, you might have to wait a little longer.
Okay, but really and truly, this is to mitigate needing to go to an urgent care or an ER. This is another option where you need to see a physician like today.
Yeah, if you need to see a physician within 24 hours or a medical provider, we will get you in, and that is our goal for this. If it is truly an emergency, go to the emergency room. You know, like heart attacks or strokes, we don't have the capability to take care of you there. But if you have a question about it, give us a call. We'd love to answer it and then kind of direct you in that way.
And then I'm going to end where we began, talking about the business model of Community Health Alliance, that you take anybody.
Yeah, that's the goal. We do take anybody. We offer like any kind of insurance that comes in, we'll take it. Our goal is just to get you the care that you need.
And that probably just really answers your call as to why you went into medicine to begin with.
Yeah, I think most people, most providers at CHA, that was our goal, was to go help patients, and that's what we're doing.
That's fantastic. Well, Dr. Wood, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm so excited to have these well-behaved guests in our studios today. Yes, I am talking about Denise and Rebecca from Guide Dogs for the Blind. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. You are both volunteers. You're puppy raisers for Guide Dogs for the Blind. Now, what I love about this is you are a 501c3 and you foster these dogs that will then go and be formally trained. Kind of talk to me about the process.
Well, the process, we get the puppies when they're anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks of age. They're bundles of joy. They don't even know their names yet. They have no whatsoever training as far as that goes. They do get some loving at the facility where they're born, with handling with puppies and stuff like that, with humans. They we receive them. Once we receive them, they start learning different things. Like we teach them house manners, so they're not jumping on people, not getting up on the furniture. They are given obedience training, so they get all their commands. And they get plenty of socialization. So when we go out into the world, we put on their jackets so that people understand that they are working dogs, and that they can go anywhere that we go. And they get that socialization so that they get different environments and abilities and stuff like that, so that then when they do get their person, they're not skittish.
Right. And Rebecca, I can tell that your pup is a real pup because your pup's wearing a diaper.
She's gone into season.
Oh.
So, yeah, I wish it was just that, but no.
Okay. I see. Well, that's insert open mouth, insert foot on my part. Because no lady likes to talk about that.
Exactly.
But Rebecca, what is the etiquette for when people see guide dogs out and about in their jackets?
Well, we would hope that they would just give a little friendly hello and not attack them, because they're so cute. Mm-hmm. People really want to rub on them and love them, and we let them sometimes when they are working a certain behavior out in public. But we just like people to adore them with their eyes. Try not to make eye contact for the little ones because they go, "Oh, a friend."
Right.
But yes, we.
And then they all looked to be the same breed. Do you always have the same type of breed for these guide dogs for the blind?
Well, they range from usually the Labrador Retrievers and the Golden Retrievers, and then a mix of the two.
Okay. And Denise, how long? What's the next step? You raise them to what age, and then what happens?
We keep them until Guide Dogs recalls them or wants them back on campus for their formal training, which can be anywhere from the 14th to 18th month of their age. Once they go back, if they're a female, they're on breeder watch, so they'll go back and be evaluated to become a breeder if they're not spaded beforehand. And then if they decide not to breed them, then they will spade them and then they will put them into training. The training lasts anywhere from 3 to 6 months of intensive everyday work. And then they are given to their forever person, and that person is brought onto campus, and they work with the dog for 2 weeks. And then as puppy raisers, we get notified that they're in class and that they will be graduating on this date. And then we get to go back to the graduation, graduate the puppy and the person, and send them on their way.
Oh my gosh, what does that feel like? Knowing that, because I had a vision impaired family member, and what does it feel like to give a person their independence?
That's a wonderful feeling.
It is. It's absolutely amazing. I have 6 puppies that are working throughout the country, and it's very emotional. It's extremely emotional ceremony. You're crying, your tears of joy, tears of sorrow, because you're actually never going to see that puppy again unless that person keeps you in their loop.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are a 501c3, and do you need volunteers? Do you need donations? Talk to me about what people can do to help place these beautiful animals with their forever person.
Well, we would love to have volunteers come to either be puppy sitters to give us puppy raisers a break every now and then, or to become an actual puppy raiser. But as a puppy raiser, you have to be willing to give the dog away, give it up.
And I'd imagine there would be intense training for the puppy raiser as well to make sure that the puppy raiser is raising the puppy according to a specific standard, because like my dogs, that they don't behave. So there's no, I would need training to be able to train the dog.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Guide Dogs gives us a lot of training. And our local puppy club, the Reno Puppy Raisers, we do activities and training sessions. Our meetings are really fun. So usually an activity, and dogs are everywhere performing, and yeah, we get a lot of training. Guide Dogs is very supportive.
How do people reach out to you guys to donate or to become a volunteer?
They can reach out to us through guidedogs.com. They'll fill out a request form, and then if they're interested in either becoming a puppy raiser or puppy sitter, that form will come to me, and I will contact you and let you know what's going on.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. Oh, and we didn't get all their names, so let's just get their names quickly before we go to break.
This is Georgie, and she's 8 months old.
Okay.
This is Viv, and she's 7 months old. And this is Nasani, and she's a year.
I love it. Girls, thank you for being such good girls.
Yeah.
All 5 of you.
Thank you.
You're watching 2 Plus U Nevada. You are watching 2 Plus U Nevada. Joining us this afternoon, we've got Elsa Calderon, the founder, president, and co-owner of CC Cleaning Service, and her partner, John Santoema, CFO. And when I say partner, I mean he is definitely your sales guy. Let me tell you.
He is.
Elsa, I love your backstory of how you started in a garage, and now you are the premier commercial cleaning company in Northern Nevada.
Yes, we are.
So explain your story, how you started and your roots and where you are today.
Okay, I started, I think, in 2014. And like my husband said, in the garage. And it was a luck, I guess. I was working with this private family for 25 years. And one day they just let me go. And thank God they did, because now I am number one. I remember crying after they let me go. And my husband comes and say to me, don't worry about it. I will make you number one.
You know what? I love this story. It's a story of resilience. It's a story of perseverance. It's a story of success. And it's a story that so many people can relate to, being let go, right? And the feelings and the emotions that happen when you are let go, the questioning of why did you let me go? And a little self-worth tied to that, right?
Yes.
And now look at, and I mean, John, you are so proud of Elsa and where she is today. And she's very humble. So why don't you sing her praises?
Well, yeah, it was a challenge from the get-go, and she met that challenge head on, and they just, we kept hiring people, and like she said, we ran it out of the garage for like about 5.5 years, and then I persuaded her to get a small office over on by the airport at Bible Way, and eventually we progressed to a much larger office off of Airway now, and it's just been steady growth all the way through, and thank God this area has continued to grow, and we've grown with it, and today we employ well over 100 people and probably have over 130 commercial clientele plus construction projects. And this woman here has been right out there from the very start, getting her elbows in it, and up to her elbows in dirt and cleaning and training people how to clean, how to dress properly on a construction site, all that kind of stuff. And I'm just kind of the sales contract guy.
Well, you can hear the pride, Elsa. You can see how proud he is of you. But really, let's talk about it, because commercial cleaning is no joke. And you do basically everything except restaurant hoods, it sounds like.
Yes, that's what we do. I learned the way, because I didn't have that much experience about construction. But one day I say, okay, I need to start to see how I do it. And, I Google a little bit. And it was easy because I love my job. I used to be very proud to do what I do. A lot of people, they say, oh, you're just a house cleaning. Yes, I was a house cleaning, but with a very, very proud.
I have to say, you need to be proud. You need to be proud of that work, because people like me aren't the best at that. So that's just leaving it and keeping it real, right? But now you're in this commercial space, and you're even expanding into what I love. You're explaining to me new construction. So you've got all these new construction sites or remodel sites or massive tilt-up warehouses, and you're ensuring that it's a clean facility.
Yes.
Correct.
And that is,
Go ahead.
and that's what we do. Like I always say, I present the companies, like the construction companies. I have to look good for they can look better. And they can call me back to say, okay, we want you back because we love the way that you present to everything look.
And John, you're very proud about the new construction portion of CC Cleaning Service, and explain why that is such a massive component.
Well, a big part of our growth has to do with the growth of Reno. and the fact that so many more industries have come here in the last 10, 15 years. And we were a big part of that and continue to be a part of that. And we've built good rapport and relationships with the contractors in the area, and of course maintain our reputation and maintain well-trained staff. All of our construction staff go through OSHA 10 training. Elsa and I went through OSHA 30 training. So we understand that their safety is important and we don't want accidents on the workplace. We also always want to end with a solid finished product that not only makes us look good, but also, as Elsa mentioned, makes the contractor look good, because that's what it's all about. Is we built this, it's ready to go, move on in.
Yep. And then also outside of the new construction, you're also obviously a commercial cleaning service. So let me sing your praises. You have more than 130 large scale businesses. You were telling me TMCC, Shields, PetSmart Distribution. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but you've got some very large customers. What is the region that you cover for all of these businesses?
Our area probably spans out, I guess for project work, it spans a little further. We've handled projects in Winnemucca and of course all the way down the state line, Gardnerville, Minden, etc., everything in between. For actual commercial cleaning, I think our limit is probably Fallon. We have a client out in Fallon and we've had a couple out there before. We service Fernley, we service USA Parkway, which is McCarran, Nevada. Although people keep calling it Sparks, but it's actually McCarran. Anyway, we service that area on a daily basis. And then, of course, Reno, Sparks, Carson City, and Gardnerville.
Well, Elsa, I love your story. Where can people go to learn more about you online?
You can go ccleaningnv.com.
That's it.
Okay. And phone number?
Office line 775-737-4100.
Elsa, John, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having us.
You're watching 2+ Nevada. Are Reno and Vegas getting a run for their money for folks looking to get hitched quickly? Couples looking to have all the joy of a wedding ceremony with none of the planning have a new option. It's called a pop-up wedding, where the wedding party shows up ready to say I do. No dress rehearsal, no time for cold feet. Kyland Hall explains how couples can make their big day as simple or extravagant as they like in Indiana.
It's likely the fastest way to get married in our area right now, with all the traditional designs of a simple ceremony and none of the stressful planning. Andy Swanson calls it a much more intimate Vegas-like experience.
So like in Vegas, they have their chapels where you can just go and get married, which is great. You have to pay for a plane ticket and then you can't really take anybody with you. I mean, you can, but if they can't make it. So this is a little bit more elevated. It's a little bit more intimate and you can have some of your closest people with you.
For $2,000, the bride and groom can show up dressed and ready to marry in a fully designed event space to exchange vows, take photos, and enjoy a toast, all in just over 1 hour.
Yeah, so our pop-up weddings, they start with 20 people in your package. You can upgrade to 40, and our weekday micro wedding packages come with 50 guests.
And where the pop-up wedding sends everyone on their way right after the ceremony, the weekday micro wedding makes more room for celebration with up to 5 hours of a full reception.
I never know what they're going to show up in. We've had people go full out ball gown. We've had people, like, their dresses are beautiful. The gentlemen are in tux, some are in jeans. We've had brides in black dresses that are just stunning.
And the venue book is growing. Niles, Elkhart, South Bend, all hosting the micro weddings at buildings like The Brick and the Crystal Ballroom. And each year, one couple will get to have it all for free.
What we do is we find one lucky couple, a very deserving couple, and all of my vendors kind of come together. Venue, caterer, floral, DJ, everything. And it's usually about a $20,000 wedding. It's always during the week. It's usually on a Wednesday. We haven't announced it this year. But we will be announcing that real soon.
One of the things we love to do when we're on a family vacation is set up a table and throw a box of puzzle pieces on it. Then we will all work, sometimes for days, at solving the puzzle. Admittedly, Zach can put together a puzzle, it seems, almost immediately. And we're talking complex puzzles. If that's you, you're going to love this next story. Get this, there are professional puzzlers who can compete an entire puzzle in just minutes. Brian Unger takes a look at that level of talent up close at the USA Jigsaw Nationals in Atlanta.
One room, 200 teams, and 100,000 tiny cardboard decisions waiting to be made. Welcome to the USA Jigsaw Nationals in Atlanta, where the vibe is part rec room fun, part Game 7 intensity.
I think it's good to do pairs first and then individuals.
It's called speed puzzling.
We are here to compete fast and complete puzzles as fast as you can.
The Reuter sisters, twins Kathy and Jean, are returning champs and favored to win. But this year, a shocking twist. They split up.
We have been friendly rivalries between these two. We keep going back and forth for our placements, and this year we're finally like, let's just swap it up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And just like that, the room descends into a hush. Focus tightens. Fingers fly, the kind of tension you could cut with a jigsaw blade. Watching closely, Chief Judge William Shandling. He also works at Disneyland.
The Reuter sisters are an institution with USA Jigsaw Puzzling, so to see them split up for a matchup for pairs is unique and pretty epic.
In the crowd, spectators on the edge of their seats, or more accurately, sitting back, loyally, proudly wearing their colors. And then, at 21 minutes and 52 seconds, a winner. But it's not the sisters. It's 12-year-old Connor DeLatte and Josh Trauger.
When we pulled it out.
At 31 minutes 58 seconds, Jean finishes. It'll be good enough for 4th place.
That was a tough one. Yeah, it was a good challenge.
And Kathy? Disaster. They dropped the final piece of the puzzle on the floor. She finishes 10th. Connor, a 3-time Texas state champion, says he does 3 to 4 puzzles every day. Aside from homework, he tries to do other things.
I do play basketball a lot in the winter and summer, but pretty much I mainly do puzzles.
For his mom, Kimberly, it's an emotional moment.
We are beyond proud of him. I mean, we are. Seriously, a dream come true at 12 years old.
For the Reuter sisters, they know the thrill of victory. And Kathy says she has learned something in defeat.
Yeah, you can't deny it's pretty fantastic to win. But at the same time, it's just fun to finish. And to beat your sister.
Neither will go home with the $2,000 cash prize, but Kathy walks away with something priceless. Lifelong bragging rights.
Now, I looked it up online, and there aren't any local puzzle competitions, but you can go online to speedpuzzle.com and sign up for online puzzle competitions. We'll be right back. TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat remain go-to platforms for teens, but new data shows teens use each one differently and say they affect their well-being in different ways. Karen Kafa is in Washington with a look at what families need to know.
Teens turn to Instagram and TikTok for news, entertainment, and keeping up with celebrities, and lean on Snapchat for direct messaging, posting, and socializing with friends. That's according to a new survey released Wednesday by the Pew Research Center. Michelle Faverio, one of the report's lead authors, says overall, connections are teens' most positive takeaway from using the platforms.
A big thing that teens say that they get out of these sites is connection to other people. They find people who share interests in them. It's a space that they are able to express their creativity and stay connected to family and friends.
At the same time, roughly 3/4 of teens surveyed agreed that online harassment and bullying is a problem for people their age, even if a minority reported firsthand experience with some sort of cyberbullying.
It's a family issue that parents are grappling with. And we found that overwhelmingly parents are having conversations with their teens about the teen social media use. So 85% of parents said that they've done this.
Most parents, meanwhile, told Pew social media sites hurt rather than help their teens' sleep, productivity, and mental health, with parents more likely to say their teen spends too much time on the apps and in front of their screens than the teens say themselves.
Okay, animal lovers, this story is for you. See, our dogs, for some reason, they love eating Kleenex and paper towels. If you have an inquisitive dog that loves gnawing on shoes, wait till you meet Ricky. His veterinarian is reminding all of us to keep a close eye on what our pets eat.
Ricky's always sniffing around. His owner, Edward Geeter, says his nearly 10-year-old hound mix is inquisitive.
Ricky's great. He's high energy.
Yet last Christmas, his energy seemed off.
He just wasn't himself. He wasn't playful.
He wasn't eating, and he was constantly drooling.
The situation wasn't getting any better.
A trip to the vet revealed something blocking Ricky's stomach.
They had to do immediate surgery.
Here at Mount Laurel Animal Hospital. And when Dr. Grant Crandall's fellow emergency room vets opened Ricky up,
I was blown away.
Socks, pieces of fabric, part of a tote bag. All this they removed from inside Ricky's stomach.
I just could not believe that he actually ate that.
Both Geeter and Dr. Crandall hope pet owners will better understand this common yet life-threatening pet emergency. While there are no national numbers on these cases, with warmer weather, Dr. Crandall says they could see a shift from indoor items to outdoor objects in his pet patients' stomachs.
The biggest things to look out for: loss of appetite, vomiting, and any sort of general lethargy.
After a few days recovering at home, Ricky's back on his paws.
Look what Papa has.
Geeter's family's now paying closer attention to what Ricky eats and what he could try to eat.
Probably just to stick to dog food and not human stuff.
From Jersey to animals behaving badly just over the hill in Placer County. Get this, a zebra, yes, you heard me right, a zebra named Zeus escaped his enclosure in Lincoln and spent the night with animal control before being returned to his owner. Brady Hobley reports.
He looks like he's going to go in.
It's not the call Placer County Animal Services gets often. In fact, it may be the first.
We weren't sure if that's what we were going to come across or not.
When crews arrived near West Wise Road just outside of Lincoln on Friday, there it was, a zebra stopping traffic and shocking drivers.
They were potentially dealing with a wild animal that was not going to be okay with being confined in a trailer.
With multiple officers responding, they used portable panels to corral the animal into a trailer.
Ultimately, he was really cooperative and ended up walking himself onto the trailer without injuring himself and without any of our staff getting hurt.
On these country roads just outside of Lincoln, it wouldn't be unheard of to come across a cow or a horse on the road. But what about a zebra? Well, that's exactly what Barbara Miller came across on Friday.
At first, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Miller was among the first to report the animal, still trying to make sense of what she was actually looking at.
I'm like, am I really seeing a zebra?
Zebras are legal to own in California, as long as the owner has the proper space, food, and experience. Animal Services says they checked with Fish and Wildlife and confirmed the owner was indeed allowed to have the animal before returning him home safely.
I think the owner needs to walk his property line.
As for the zebra, since Friday, he has gotten out again and returned home again. And if you're wondering his name, it's Zeus, a fitting name for a zebra that for one afternoon ruled the road.
He just likes to wander, I guess. I don't know. Zeus likes to roam a bit.
We'll be right back. Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom to Mom Monday, a Tried It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website. Head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada. Or you can email us at 2+UNevada@ktvn.com. Now for today's What the Heck Wednesday. Watch firefighters rescue a stuck puppy seen peeking out of a chimney top in Michigan. After neighbors spotted the tiny pup atop the chimney of a crumbling home, Detroit Fire Department officials responded and set up a ladder rescue, climbing to the roof and pulling the pup to safety. They brought it back to level ground and reportedly nicknamed it Stack before handing it over to Michigan Humane, who said Stack is now working on gaining some much-needed weight and will soon be made available for adoption. Two of the newest residents at the Monterey Bay Aquarium in Monterey, California, made their public debut yesterday, Meet Suri and Willow. The 2 orphaned sea otters were rescued in 2022 in different areas off the Central California coast. The aquarium says Suri was named after the Big Sur coastline, while Willow was named after the area near where she was rescued. The staff says Suri is bold and independent, while Willow is social and resourceful. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has determined they cannot be released back into the wild. That's it for this edition of 2+ Nevada. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you every weekday at 3 for 2+ Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.